Good morning, Klaus.
Good morning, Like.
Where are we?
We are here at the headquarters of the World Economic Forum in Geneva.
Wow, thank you very much for getting me here. Can you explain me a little bit about your activities and could we see you around as well, because you have fantastic setup here.
Of course, we can walk around. We have here our headquarters. We have also offices in Beijing and in New York. What we are doing is very complex. We are a foundation bringing together the key decision makers from all walks of life to address the challenges on the global agenda. That's in an essence what we are doing.
And when did you start the World Economic Forum?
Oh, many years ago, 37 years ago, in 1971.
Because people know about the annual meeting in Davos, but it's much more than that, right?
Yes, of course, the annual meeting, which is the annual meeting of our members and constituents, 2,000 people from politics and business. That's the top of the iceberg. What we are doing here is following up many issues, providing frameworks for solutions, looking at industry agendas. We have a number of public-private partnerships, and so on and so on. A lot to do.
Can you show me around, Klaus?
Yes, of course. Why?
I follow you.
Yeah, first, you should see we have here our headquarters, which is the state of the art, and it reflects our culture. It's very open everywhere. You look at the lake.
At the lake, yes.
But it's very transparent. We want to be a very transparent organization. And if you look at the architectural style, it's a blend of Western and, let's say, Japanese Eastern architecture. And of course, everything is community-oriented, which means no individual offices. We are all working together here in this building, about 200 people. We are a community builder, and this is expressed also in this headquarters.
I follow you.
Yes, let's go down. Let's go down. You see down here.
Yes.
People working. Everybody has his office, but then in the middle we assemble, and for our small meetings and so on. It's a very lively place, as you see. And then we have a lot of arts also from all parts of the world. This is a French artist.
It can only be good then.
No, because I feel the world is not only economics and politics.
So that's a question I had for you.
It's culture and arts and.
So it's called the World Economic Forum, but it's not only about economics, right?
So focus, of course, is economy and everything in some way today, fortunately or unfortunately, I should say, is related to economy. But we want to make sure that in addition to economy or economic concerns, life is not forgotten. And life is values, it's culture, it's, of course, it's societal engagement and so on. That's what we are trying to do.
And so who do we have as we walk, Klaus, in the different meetings? What type of stakeholders do we have? The constituencies?
Stakeholders, we have, if I look at our stakeholders, we have business, of course, as a very important audience, and we have politics, we have continuous partnerships with many governments around the world, and of course we have NGOs, we have trade unions, we have all those different parts.
Media, of course.
Media, of course, and very important experts and scientists and academia. Because if we are looking at the future, I think we should look at new solutions, and the new solutions will be very much driven by technological developments.
And we even have, you even have religious leaders, right?
We have religious leaders, we have social entrepreneurs, very important social entrepreneurs.
What is a social entrepreneur, Klaus?
A social entrepreneur is someone who personally taking the risks, working somewhere on the grassroots level, creates transformation. Look, we talk about all those guys in Silicon Valley and wherever who make because they have new ideas, they make millions, and they have become heroes. But for me, there are other heroes, the heroes the social entrepreneurs, which create something which is new, a new approach to fight AIDS, poverty, or to do something for the environment, much less, let's say, taken up in the media. It's not so popular, but those are the real heroes. So and we invite hundreds of those to our activities.
And you show them to the media and help them better.
We help them to create networks and through the networks to raise finance also. And another very important constituency are our young global leaders, because we feel today's problems need fresh solutions, creative solutions. They need new thinking, and you find this new thinking among the young people.
But many people looking at this on the internet will want to join you at the annual meeting.
So we have a very, how shall I say,
active
severe selection process. Our young global leaders are selected by the top editors-in-chief around the world.
Okay. Can we continue? Can you?
Yes, of course
we can. What should we see? What else
just you show. I mean, here's a group, and
good morning.
Good morning. I don't know what you are talking about now.
Middle East.
Middle East. You see, what can we do? The group is. We are just now looking what we can do for the Middle East. The situation is so dangerous in the Middle East. Can Davos help to bring the parties again together, as we have done on many occasions in the past? Can we play a constructive role as an informal platform?
So people think it's only a conference. It's really not a conference.
No, it's much more. You are part of living history. I would say the main purpose of Davos is to be transformational, to help people to think in new ways, to put themselves into question, to put into question what we are doing, and at the end to live up to our mission, which is to improve the state of the world.
And how did you think, maybe we can continue, Klaus, I follow you if you want to go around. How do you think the annual meeting and the other meetings are changing and completely setting the agenda? I think that's one of
No, they are not setting the agenda. That has to be done by the political bodies and so on. But they are shaping the agenda.
Shaping.
Which means bringing new insights, allowing people to make better decisions.
But like I follow you, Klaus, because the offices are truly amazing there. But for example, you had Bono and Gates engage in philanthropy, right? I think it was in 2005.
No, it's not only philanthropy. You see, Davos serves also as a platform for new initiatives. So where you get the support of the world community for new initiatives. So, for example, Bono launched an initiative 2005 to reduce the debts of African countries, and this was taken over afterwards in the G8. We have had many other initiatives like the Gavi initiative, which was launched. Gavi is a global alliance for vaccination and immunization for children, which was launched by Gates and which is now active in immunizing and vaccinating millions of children around the world. This is the purpose of what we are doing, to be a platform for new thinking, but also for action mainly in terms of public-private partnerships.
I think Gates announced at the meeting that he invested, not invested, but he put $800 million, I think, for tuberculosis, right?
Yes, that's also in Davos, you see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, who do you think has the most power? Is that the philanthropists from those people who succeeded so much, or are they the politicians?
No, today the borderline between public and private is blurred. And I think it's very important to emphasize the notion of corporate global citizens. Big corporations like Microsoft, whoever, have a lot of advantages from the fact that the world has become global. But they also have not only rights, they have also duties. And the duty consists in contributing to a better society. And I think this has been very much recognized by Bill Gates, but also by many other people. So what we need today in the world is corporations which are engaging into making this world a better place, not only to serve the shareholders.
And so I guess here, as a transition, you are preparing the annual meeting in January. So
that's right. Yeah.
So
and here you see our different groups and task forces, and what we are doing here is mainly industry related. You have the different industry groups. For example, here you have everything which interests you, like, because it's media, communications, and entertainment.
And everybody has a view on the lake. It's amazing.
But I think people
is there a message in the offices themselves?
No, people are working so hard here, so they unfortunately do not have too much time to enjoy it. At least that's what the boss believes. The reality may be a little bit different.
So tell me about this year's annual meeting, the theme. What will be the theme?
Changing power equation. Look, the world has become flat. Tom Friedman, in his book, if you take let's say the whole Web 2.0 concept, you have today empowerment, you have engagement, and what has happened, the power has shifted from the center to the periphery.
Okay.
And I think this is true in politics, where we see now the rise of China and India. It's true.
So it's not in the US, it's moving towards China and India?
We go into a multipolar world. We have the empowerment of customers in companies. We have a new relationship, a new power relationship between shareholders and business, and so on and so on. And that's, in Davos we look at the whole global agenda, at all the issues and challenges,
so
but always with a specific theme and with a specific philosophy.
So can you name a few of those issues? Like health, I guess?
No, health, Middle East, of course, we look at the impact of the social communities. That's very important on our life, on what it means, for example, for political behavior and so on. Those are some of the issues we will discuss.
How about environment?
Environment is very much at the top of the agenda. We have been, since many years, actually 30 years ago.
Al Gore came 2 years ago, I think.
Yes, but I have to say, 35 years ago, I had the first green people, the environmentalists, in Davos.
So you saw this coming way before?
No, it was a personal concern in many years, because I mean, we cannot destroy our environment. If we think of the next generation, I have children, I have a grandson, and so on. I want that my children and my grandchildren enjoy life in the mountains as much as I do. I'm going now for skiing to Zermatt, and fortunately, with the lack of snow, you still can do skiing on the glaciers. But I want that those glaciers, which I admire so much, are still around in 20, 30 years. So that's my own motivation. But from a point of view of all people, I mean, we are threatened. We are at the moment in a very good situation. The economy is doing very well. And sometimes I have the feeling it's the dance on the Titanic. Because if you look underneath, you see so many serious issues and problems.
And do you think, as a conclusion, Klaus, because I know your time is precious, do you think, you said the world is getting flat, this book from Friedman, do you think it's getting better?
We have an opportunity, I mean, like always in life, we have the chance to create a much better world. We have the technologies, we have the capabilities, but it needs the will, it needs the understanding, And here, if we can make a contribution, so that we go into the right direction and not into the wrong direction, then I think I could be happy with my own life.
And people should not be frightened with globalization. It's an opportunity, you think?
No, you need both. I mean, see, when I look again at the theme of our annual meetings, the shifting power equation, also, if you take the flat world,
yes.
The art today is how do you create in an empowered world where you have 6 billion of people, individual people with their own objectives, their own values, how do you create a consensus to meet those challenges, to resolve those problems like the environment, because those problems we can only solve by consensus. And the difficulty which we have is to create a consensus in a very empowered world. And that's what we stand for the process to integrate people and to create such a consensus.
Thank you very much, Klaus. Congratulations. Thank you.